Hey everyone, today we have the feeding of the 5,000. When Jesus arrived and saw a large crowd, he had compassion on them because they were like sheep without a shepherd. He began to teach them many things. Later in the day, his disciples came to him and said, "This is an isolated place and it's already late in the day. Send them away so they can go to the surrounding countryside and villages and buy something to eat for themselves." He replied, "You give them something to eat." They said to him, "Should we go off and buy bread worth almost 8 months' pay and give it to them to eat?" He said to them, "Well, how much bread do you have? Take a look." After checking, they said, 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. He directed the disciples to seat all the people in groups on the green grass, and they sat down in groups of hundreds and fifties. He took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, looked up to heaven, blessed them, broke the loaves into pieces, and gave them to his disciples to set before the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them all. Everyone ate until they were full. They filled 12 baskets with the leftover pieces of bread and fish. About 5,000 had eaten. So, who actually feeds the crowd in this story? Who actually gives them food? I know the answer we're going to give is the Sunday school answer, Jesus. And it's true that he is the source of this miracle here, that he multiplies the loaves and creates enough for everyone. But read it closer. It says, well, Jesus starts by saying, when the disciples come and present this problem to him, which, good for them, at least noticing, hey, we got to make sure people can eat. He says, give them something to eat. Now, you may just think, oh, he's just messing with them or he's just testing them. He knows what he's going to do, but it doesn't say any of that. And, their response, I think, is more telling because they say, well, look, this is all we have, right? We just have 5 loaves and 2 fish. But Jesus takes that and multiplies it. But then it says the disciples are the ones who give the food to the people. So they actually do what Jesus asked them to do in the first place. It's through his power, but they're the ones who carry it out. In one of the other accounts of this story, I think the disciples say, we don't have anything except 5 loaves and 2 fish. There's this tendency when we look around us and things seem smaller than what we wish we had or what we used to have, right? There used to be more people in the pews. We used to have a bigger budget. So we look at what we have now and we say, we got nothing. We can't do anything, Jesus. And so Jesus says, but take a look. What do you actually have? It may not be as much as you think you need, but you may have more than you expect. If Jesus calls us to do something, Jesus is going to enable us to do that. Our idea of what abundance or scarcity is usually not the same as the way Jesus looks at it. Most of the time, the problem is not a lack of resources, right? There is enough food and clean water in the world for everyone to have enough. The problem is not the supply. The problem is our attitude about it. So whether it comes down to food or other things, where do we have more than we think we do? Where are we trained to just think in terms of scarcity when Jesus calls us to see the abundance and to pass on that abundance?